Hello everybody. Canva has just come out with a whole suite of AI tools, and in today's video I'm going to talk about its Magic Write tool. If you haven't heard of Canva, they're a design company based in Australia which has a whole suite of products which are used by creatives all over the world. I personally use it to design my own thumbnails as well. I should mention that I don't have a pro account. I use my free account and that's enough for my needs. And you do get some credits as a free user to try out Magic Write without needing to sign up with a pro account right away. If this is your first time to my channel, I recommend you to go to my playlist section first to find what videos might be relevant to you. Alright, let's get started. So Magic Write is basically an AI text generator similar to ChatGPT, but not as advanced, I would say, because its main goal is to generate your first draft. It's not really aiming at getting a lot of text work done, like it's not aiming at getting tons of blog posts done, because there's a lot of limits and I'll show you all the limits it has. So as it says right here, its main goal is to kickstart your creative process and get you out of a mental block. So on the free version of Canva, you get a limit of 25 prompts, and that's for lifetime. That's not every day or every month. And that is a one-time gift for you to try out Magic Write to see if this is something you would like to use. But if you have Canva Pro or Canva for teams or nonprofits, you get up to 250 Magic Write uses every month. And they say it's a billing month, not a calendar month. So before I start showing you how Magic Write works using Canva Docs, I want to show you this section which might be pretty important before you start typing out any prompts. So they have an FAQ section, and one of the questions here is, can I use Magic Write for personal or commercial projects? It says here that if you are going to use Magic Write for commercial projects, please note that you may not have exclusive rights to the text that you generate. This means that other people may also use it. Also, Canva does not guarantee that the text you generate is cleared for use. If you are going to use the output for commercial reasons, it might be a good idea to seek legal advice. Why I wanted to mention this is because I think Canva is used by a lot of small business owners to generate different kinds of things for their projects. So if you use any of the Canva prompts for your commercial projects, the text that you generate might not be as private as you think. So make sure to be aware of this before you add any personal details or company data in your prompts. So to start off, go to this link called canva.com/magicwrite, and if you don't have a Canva account already, I recommend you to create one beforehand and log in before you start this process. So after you're logged in, click this button called Try Magic Write. It's going to open up this document which is similar to Google Docs. You see this plus button? This is where you can add magic. That means this is where you can use your AI tools. So if you click this, it's going to show this button called Magic Write. And if you click Magic Write, this is where you can use the prompts for the Magic Write AI tool. Like I mentioned before, you have a total of 25 Magic Writes left. That means after you have tried this out 25 times, you're going to either need a pro account to continue or create a new free account with a different email. The topic I'm going to explore today is real-world usage of AI tools. So now that I have my idea, if I click this and go to Magic Write, you're going to see it has this button called Try an Example. This is like a prompt helper, and if you click this, it's going to give you some ideas on what kind of things it can generate. If you keep clicking this multiple times, you see it's not actually using any of the Magic Write credits. So this is just to help you brainstorm. So one of the examples is write a social media strategy outline for launching a new fashion label. But I already have something in mind, so I'm going to do this 5 ideas of using AI tools in the real world. After you have typed that out, all you do is click enter. Cool, now I have 5 ideas of using AI tools in the real world: medical diagnostics, smart transportation, personalized shopping, predictive maintenance, and fraud detection. I'm going to test out to see if it keeps the context. So I'm going to try out this time. I'm going to say, give me 5 more, without telling it what I want 5 more of. Alright, so it says, I'm sorry, I'm not sure what you're referring to. Can you give me more context or information so I can assist you better? So as you see, this is not exactly the same as ChatGPT because it doesn't understand the context, because I have mentioned this multiple times in this document that I'm looking for AI tools and its usage, and I just generated 5 ideas of using that in the real world. I asked for 5 more, but it didn't understand that. So be aware of that. So every prompt requires the full context of what you're asking for. Let me see if it used up my credit. So my last prompt, even though it did not generate me any real answers, still used up one of my credits. So basically, if you give an incorrect prompt and it does not know how to answer that, it still would use up one of your credits. And even though I just mentioned that this is not like ChatGPT, if you look at its limitations, it says that it only uses data and information up to mid-2021. So I have a small hunch that it might be using ChatGPT in the backend. It does say that it only takes instruction from the text you entered or used in the document, and the more context you give, the better the result. Also, it has a 1500 word input limit and a 2000 word output limit. This also sort of seems to me like GPT 3.5 because it says after that you might get cut off mid-sentence. So I feel like this is using kind of a light version of ChatGPT 3.5. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight a specific piece of text, say fraud detection, and I'm going to go back to my magic button and click expand text. What this does, it expands upon your selection and adds more information. I wanted more information about fraud detection, so it added this big section of text. Here are some insights that could be useful to know. Alright, now I want to create a new section called Risks of AI. Now I found some information from a company's website on the risks and ethical pitfalls of AI, and I want my information coming from this text. So first, I'm going to just copy that and paste this right here. But I don't want this exact text to be in my document. So all I need to do now is to select this text and get back to my Magic Write button and click Summarize Text. Cool, now I have these two paragraphs summarized into one, and I can just delete this off. Now I just found out that my document will actually be published in an article in Korea, and they don't really know English. So how about I try this same prompt in a different language? For example, Korean. I don't really know Korean, and hopefully that is the correct translation. So if I just copy that and go back to my magic prompt and type Magic Write and paste it right here, all I do is press enter. And now I have 5 ideas of using AI tools in the real world written in Korean. Let's go back to translate and see if those are any good. Reduce product defect rates using AI on production lines. AI is used in healthcare to diagnose disease, detect fraud transactions in finance. Field of education uses AI to personalize learning paths. Travel services, recommending travel plans. Looks pretty good, and if you're a Korean speaker, please let me know if this translation is any good. So at this point, it supports all of these languages. Let me generate 5 more ideas, but in a different language. So I'm gonna go back to my translate and type it here, and maybe this time let's do Polish. So copy that here, and I'm gonna go back here and type out Magic Write and enter. Alright, I have 5 ideas of using AI in the real world, this time in Polish. I do see a word here in English, and I don't know if that is because of translation issues or maybe that is a word in Polish, I don't know. So now I'm going to try expanding this in a different language. So if I select this right here, expand text. Great, I have a whole set of information written in Polish. So if you think this text is not up to the mark, I don't know Polish, so I don't know if this is any good, but if you don't like the text, you can of course ask Magic Write to rewrite that for you. So you select that again and click rewrite. Oh boy, I think I found a bug in Magic Write already. So when you rewrite from a different language, interestingly, the whole rewrite actually gets it back to English. Let me try the same thing in Korean just for fun, see if it breaks again. So I'm going to select this. Let's expand text. I'm going to select that again, and I'm going to try rewriting it. So I think I've discovered a live translator hidden inside the Magic Write feature. I don't think that's by design. I think I just found a bug. Basically, if you try to rewrite a piece of text in a different language, it's going to rewrite that for you in English. I don't think that's by design. I think that's just a bug and they're going to fix it soon. But I think you got the idea of how this tool works and how this can help you out, because a lot of people are on Canva while they're doing their design work or creating presentations. They usually go to different tools to try to get some other things done. Similar to idea generation, maybe they switch between ChatGPT and Canva. They do their ideation in ChatGPT or with other team members, and then they go back on Canva to complete their task. Now they can do their brainstorming directly on Canva using the Magic Write feature. I'm not sure about the limitations though. I'm not sure if 250 pieces of text is enough even for the paid version. So I think this is still the early stages of Magic Write. I usually try not to judge any product just when they release. This is usually the first version of the product, and I give it 3 months for this to be really good and much more usable. But I hope I gave you some idea of how Magic Write can be useful to you. If you did get some value from this video, make sure to click the like button and subscribe to my channel. I have a lot more videos coming up. Till the next one, thank you so much.